And we are live on both channels. So happy Sunday, happy June, and of course welcome to the Boss Queen, a morning show. I can see the light is beautiful and natural because it is late afternoon, and I decided to just let that afternoon sun come in as I am coming live to you. Obviously it is not morning, but that's okay because we're here and we've got some amazing things we want to share, and we're going to keep it, of course, as always, super brief. So for the next 10-15 minutes, we're going to talk about setting your goals out with intent and with soul. Okay, this is a perfect exercise, and I did this actually myself, and I wrote pages and pages and pages and pages this morning, which is great because I was also baking some bread and that took forever, like half an hour to actually let it rest, and then you had to bake it for 70 minutes. And I thought this is perfect time to reflect and to map out my June with absolute clarity, with absolute joy and excitement, and prepare myself mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically for what's about to come. And obviously June's going to be freaking epic. Now, I want to give you the gift, of course, that you can also take this afternoon, take some time tonight for you to truly just connect into, this month. And I will say, it helps if you get yourself a very cool pen. Ladies, this is like the ultimate queen pen, by the way. That will help also, because it's all about feeling amazing, feeling abundant, and feeling like rich, and just, I love this kind of pen. I love having, the right utensils, because it just fits in with the energy. Now, I will say for loads of people that May has been a bit of a crazy month. And I was talking to a few clients how I believe literally that May I banked like $1 million spiritually. Like, I literally feel like I banked $1 million spiritually, and I'm so happy that's in my spiritual bank account. Even though maybe, May hasn't been as financially as strong as some of my other months, I definitely feel it's been a massive personal shift. And I've been talking to a lot of people, and a lot of my clients even, and in my community, have experienced the same. Everybody's experienced that, May has been kind of interesting for some of my friends, even like for the last 2-3 months. And so I thought, well, it's really important that we stay on track. And sometimes it's really important to honor that just because on paper you haven't hit the financial goals that you desire, that doesn't mean that you haven't grown otherwise. And that's why I believe this exercise is so important. So I want to dive straight into it because I want to be super mindful of time. And I guess number one is you need to give yourself the gift to reflect. Okay, so reflection is step one of my 4-step process to map your goals with soul this month. And you can obviously repeat this any month given, obviously. So number one is reflection, and you take pen to paper, and I've written down like all the things what just happened in May. And I can tell you, they've been so, I've written down probably like 20 things or something. Oh my God, even not more. Obviously moving to my new place, my birthday, meeting some beautiful friends, going to, starting my first women's circle, practice some meditation every day, practicing some yoga. I've got a new yoga challenge for myself. Some other personal successes, business success, did a photo shoot, launched my business morning show, mapped up some funnels, my website, some progress, or never mind all the personal things. So it's been quite a big month, and I think sometimes we forget. And so I want you to give yourself the gift to kind of connect into May and be like, wow, imagine all the people, just remember all the people that you've met and had beautiful conversation with, maybe your client transformations, if you have clients that you're working with, what they've been going through and how you've been able to facilitate some transformation. Maybe you've hit a personal goal. Maybe you started a new project. Maybe you're in the middle of a project and taking a project to the next level. Maybe you've made some epic decisions about you and your business or your life and your relationships. Maybe you've let something go. Maybe you've been able to maintain something. I'm pretty sure that if you look back into your month of May, there's been actually quite a lot that you did do, okay? Because, you do. You just do. I mean, unless you live under a rock, unless you've been hiding for the past month and have not had any communication and have not put pen to paper or gone within or meditated at all to give yourself a moment, to create space, I believe that you've had a big month and you just maybe need to actually pay attention to it. Because like I said, sometimes we focus too much on the money and we think, it's not been a very good money financially, but yet actually, you could have banked $1 million spiritually. So very, very important that you do that. So number one, you go into reflection, and it's really just a review of the past month, maybe the highs and the lows and the new beginnings, and maybe there's been some endings, and maybe there's been some breakdowns, and maybe there's been some breakthroughs. Maybe there's been some moments where you felt like you wanted to hit your head against the wall. And that's all good. Just write it all down. This is not about judging. This is just about downloading and reconnecting into the moments, because, time goes so fast and we forget. So number two, you then want to go into the actual reflecting of it. So now that you've done the review, so step one, review, number two is going to be reflection. And reflection, you want to go into, how did it feel for you this month? What have been, the feelings of this month? Has it been quite stressful? Has it been quite challenging? Where are the moments where you're feeling that you definitely made progress? Where have there been moments where you feel like you've had a breakthrough or a breakdown? Where have been moments of celebration? Where have been moments of, fun and joy? Where have been moments of real connection? Where have been moments of, awarenesses, like aha moments? All of that is there. And it's really just to see, how did you feel throughout the month? What's been maybe a theme, and you can say, wow, actually this month has been very much about waking up and realizing some patterns, or this month has been so busy that I actually did not even give myself the time and space to really focus on me. It's been one of these months where I just put one foot in front of the other without really being aware. Or maybe this month been a month where, I'm going to admit it, I kind of let myself go a little bit. There were too many other noises in my life and too many, outside forces and things that really just caught me up and caught up my attention from the things that really matters. And that's okay. This is not about judging. This is not about going, silly you, silly cow, you I don't know, you wasted a whole month or something. It's not like that. It's really not. And you got to know that everything happens for exactly the perfect reasons, exactly at always the perfect time. And so, this is the divine timing. And that's what I'm saying. I think you could really see that even in last month has been a beautiful gift. I totally can see that. I know for me, totally, May, I'm so grateful, even though it's been so heartbreaking in some moments. It's been really also heart opening in so many other spaces, so reflect and give yourself the gift of tuning in, give yourself the gift of feeling, give yourself the gift of forgiveness, and give yourself the gift of, having the awareness, and really be kind, be kind, because I'm telling you that if you look for the gift, there is always a gift. This is not a time of judgment. This is just a time of honesty. But you can obviously also say, I realize, I've been neglecting myself. I've been not really practicing enough of self-care. I've not been really tuning into my feelings. I've really been, saying yes, even though I wanted to say no. I've been saying no, even though I wanted to say yes. Maybe I've just neglected some other areas, and that's okay. You can definitely have the responsibility. You can definitely have the, yes, okay, you know what? Actually, okay, yes, but you don't have to do it from a space of beat yourself up and tear yourself down, because that's not helpful. I'm looking outside, actually, the sky is so beautiful right now, so beautiful. And then number three, we're going to go into the preview, we're going to look into June. So what are your projects this month that you're working on? So what are the projects? What are the priorities? What are the people that perhaps, you're looking to call in or that you're working with? Maybe you want to give it another name. Usually I like to do it in projects and priorities, maybe launches. So for me, there's three major things happening right now. So, three major launches, which I'm very grateful about. So what is it for you? Look into June, and again, set your goals, have an intention. Maybe you want to work on some projects. Maybe you want to do, set a financial goal. Maybe you want to hit another tangible goal that you want to measure if you want to. You don't have to. Again, it's not about, what's the wrong and what's the right way, but it is really important that you set yourself some sort of like goal, that you have a focus and an intention, so that you just have more guidance as you go throughout the day, because the universe cannot deliver if you don't know what it is that you want. If you don't communicate clearly to the communication to the universe, this is what I desire, these are my soul's desires, and what those soul's desires look like for you, that's up to you. For me, I have a mixture of like 3 projects that are launching, so I have a number of people that I'm calling in that I personally want to work with. I have my website project that I'm also looking to get finished with my beautiful lady who is doing my project work, my website. Yes, a financial goal, but there's also some spiritual growth in there, and I've written down my personal development goals. So I've got basically really written down exactly what programs I'm going to work through, what books I'm going to read. There's one book, one audio book, a couple of programs of my mentor that I'm working through alongside with everything else. I've got my health goals set out, mapped out, and the good thing is you can be as plan as much as you want, and sometimes the best plan is going to fall over anyway. But again, for me, it was just it's literally a 1 sheet paper. It doesn't even look pretty. It's just a download of okay, business, financial, health, growth, spiritual growth, what focus do you want to set on in terms of learning and growing, and especially my spiritual awareness, and make sure that I do this in a way that I'm not gonna lose my mind. And one of the things I'm doing personally is not to do a no scroll challenge. So not scrolling down Facebook and reading everybody else's stuff on Facebook, because it is actually massive time consumption for me and a massive distraction. So my month is mapped, and it feels so good. And then obviously the rest of the work is the progress, and the progress is really about asking yourself who you need to become now in order to really live that vision. Who do you need to become to call in that vision, those goals into reality? So the progress is really the internal growth. This is where you're going to tune in and go, what needs to happen internally? What needs to shift internally? What needs to heal? Where do you need to shift focuses in terms of maybe self-belief, self-worth, self-confidence, maybe self-care, self-awareness. Maybe there's some skills that you want to up-level. Maybe there's a particular focus that you want to focus on, maybe time management, and you go, really, I want to manage my time better so I can get more done and don't always feel so overwhelmed and I'm constantly running after, feel like I'm playing catch up all the time. Perhaps that's it. But again, it is so important that you not only have a beautiful celebration of the previous month and really celebrate, because I'm telling you that it may not be what you wanted it to be, but then again, you don't always get what you want, you get who you are, let's be honest. And I certainly know how I manifested myself some things that I needed to have a, oh my God, are you still doing the same patterns all over again moments, and needed to move through that as gracefully as I can. And we all know working ourselves through internal stuff is not always very graceful. And then, like I said, and then at the same time project into this month and decide. And then of course, once you know what it is that you want to manifest, and you can pick 1 goal, you can pick 3 goals, you can have goals in between, in different areas of your life. Make sure that you look at who do you need to become. So you look at the progress that needs to happen. So perhaps you want to, focus on a particular thing, shift something. Maybe you want to focus on a skill, and then make sure that, of course, that you've got something that you celebrate with. Okay. So I am already celebrating. I decided that end of June, I'm celebrating with another photo shoot and a makeover, right? Like a style makeover. So that's my reward already for June, and I've already written that out for July and August, because I've actually mapped out really my 90-day goals. And that's it. Okay. So lots of love, lots of light. I hope this gives you a little bit of food for thought for today. Make sure that, you use Sunday to switch off and to recalibrate and to recharge and rejuvenate. But but at the same time, with it being the beginning of the month, make sure you take some time to reflect and to preview, and I make sure that June is going to be all that you desire and even more. And of course, if you want to continue that conversation, then make sure you head over into my Facebook group, Soul Boss Queens on the Rise. Yeah, Soul Boss Queens on the Rise. And if you decide that perhaps this month is all about improving your relationship to money, then you are more than welcome to join our very free 21-day money mentality makeover challenge, which is, yes, for free. It's starting tomorrow. On Friday, we drop the pre-work. We desire to call in 111 kings and queens. We already at this stage have 123 people who already said yes, 123 men and women who are committed to really change the relationship to money. And of course, I would love to have you in that space collectively. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I know Sabrina and I, we are jumping on another Facebook Live now just to share some of the excitement and the extraordinary energy that is already going down in the group. I'll be very busy reading everybody's intention already. And of course, you know, that's it from my end. Make sure you have an amazing rest of the day wherever you are in the world. And of course, remember, it is your right to summon soul success on your own terms, because permission to be, do, and have it all granted.